What up, what up, what up? What is going on, Ten Hut? It is a Ten Hut show with a side of whiskey.
Salud.
Salud. How you guys doing? I'm back from Texas here in Cali, and I'm leaving pretty soon. But anyways, that's for another story, another day. So today, so this is the month of wellness, and I know you guys been, taking over.
Yeah, Health and Wellness Month, man. So it's it encompasses all of body, mind, and to some and a lot of people is also spirit. So
spiritual, soul, man,
soul and things like that. Yeah. And I say to some, just there's other people that might not follow that particular mentality, but definitely the body and the mind has a big effect on our day-to-day lives and how we treat others, how we treat ourselves, and how we interact with the world. So
yeah, definitely. So today we have an awesome guest, and we got connected through one mutual friend. And so Dr. Nicole, she's actually have a center, a wellness center, right, in Arizona. So this is very interesting because I definitely love to learn more about what you have going on, what you've done, and this strategy that you have for what you have developed.
Yep.
So for you guys that are watching the show, definitely share this video for those that live in Arizona. So you can definitely hit her up, and I did put in the description how you can connect with Dr. Coyle. So I'm not gonna steal your thunder.
There's no thunder to steal.
That would be badass if you had that thunder.
Right? Mind blowing, huh?
Yeah. And then she appears in a puff of smoke, and it's like, oh, Dr. Coyle. Hey, just trying to give them the visual, Doc. Just trying to give them the visual.
I'm going to use that now. Anytime I'm on a podcast, I'm just going to I have to have this smoke machine. It's be one of my things. Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself and of this wellness center, how it started, and what came to that.
Sure. So yeah, I own a center in Arizona. We're based in alternative and holistic modalities of therapy. And it came out of a need for myself, basically. I was telling Dr. Romero, I suffered from depression my whole life and was diagnosed at an early age with bipolar, and kind of needed alternative methods to get healthy, because I wasn't doing well on medication and things like that. However, I do come also from a family of vets, and I have watched them struggle during the course of my life. And I started to find paths of breathwork and meditation and yoga to be helpful. And so I eventually found a combination of things that worked for me, and tested it out for a really long time before I thought, well, I'll teach this, and opened up a center based in what I do. And so I do a couple of things. One is called Naam, which is neural activating advanced meditation. And the other one is called Thrive, and that's tools for health, resiliency, immunity, vitality, and empowerment. And basically, they are practical tools that you can use at any time, anywhere. Most of them are breathwork based. Some of them are sound based, and meaning just listening to a specific piece of music that was created to work on the brain in a particular way. So I created this center around it. We do offer typical yoga, but most of the yoga is therapeutic here. Therapeutic tracks, there's yoga just for depression. There's yoga for PTSD. There's yoga for physical conditions like diabetes and cancer recovery and everything. So everything has its own specific track, and everything has its own specific prescription. And so it's based on whatever the condition is, because the brain operates in a specific way conditionally. And so I've kind of tested it out on myself and some guinea pig students. And so we have a very high percentage of our students and clients here are veterans, and it's the way I give back. And so it's effective. There's science behind it, and I absolutely love what I do. So
now,
yeah.
now is this something that the VA is picking up? I know that their approach now to their holistic approach has changed in the last 5 years.
Right. Since 2016, right? They've been kind of like gearing towards they're open to holistic approaches of therapy. Because most of the therapy recommended, right, especially if it's for mental wellness, emotional well-being, most of it is like cognitive behavior therapy and talk therapy and things like EMDR, which are effective, but you're also asking people who've been through traumatic events to replay a trauma. And that isn't always, right. That isn't always effective. And so not everybody wants to talk about their trauma. Not everybody wants to relive their trauma. So holistic paths don't make you ever speak about it or relive it. We just find ways to biohack your brain. That doesn't require you telling me what happened. You know what I mean? So the VA was not receptive to me for a few years. And I have to admit, in the last couple of years, I've been really busy, so I haven't reached out again. And it has crossed my path where maybe I should, but when I initially contacted them, and I contacted them a lot, they were like, oh, we'll think about it. We'll put it on the desk. We'll have a conversation about it, and didn't hear from anyone. So I have one of my students who was a lawyer. He was an advocate for vets and making sure they got their VA benefits. And so he would just tell vets that they could come here. And for me, in the beginning, it's donation based. Like you know what I mean? If the VA won't pay for it, we'll figure it out. So, and so that's how they found me, veterans. But like, I haven't been in the VA system yet. So I've tried, but in the last couple of years, I haven't tried as hard.
They have something similar to, and I don't know if they call it Thrive, because I've heard that acronym before. I don't know if it stands for the same thing.
Okay.
But within the VA system, I've seen that acronym Thrive.
Yeah.
So I just have to do a little bit more research to see if it coincides with mental health or just health wellness and things like that. And I'll let you know. I worked in research at the VA, mental health research at the VA. So,
so you know the inner workings better than I do of the VA administration. I just know that they're difficult to get in with, especially if you're an outsider, right? And they used to not be open at all to holistic, natural approach. And
now they're doing acupuncture and
Reiki,
which I love.
Reiki, they sent vets to massage and Reiki.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
They just added. They're actually talking about massage. They just added that, and it's good because that is something that plays a big part in holistic medicine, and a lot of people don't realize that, but it is part of that. Touch, feel, sound.
But for the audience that are listening, and the veterans that are, the reason why, not the reason why the VA has accepted this is, or the way to get to these type of modalities, like say that you, like myself or Didi and Will, they have back problems, shoulder problems, neck problems, and the VA doesn't have something that is working for you.
Right.
You can always request this. You can always tell them, hey, you know what, I want acupuncture. But you have to, they're not going to offer it to you.
Yeah,
they're not.
You have to ask. You have to be your own advocate. You have to be your own advocate.
Yeah.
Right.
So this change happened. This change happened, and I hope every veteran out there pushes this out there. The change happened because of all the complaints, right? Veterans complaining. Absolutely. I go to the VA, and all they do is give me medication. That's all they do. They give me bags and bags full of medication. I don't want that. I want some other way to heal, but I don't know how. So you need to figure it out, right? And the VA then starts looking at wait a minute, why are they complaining? They're getting the drugs they need, right? But that's not the approach.
Not the drugs they want.
But not the drugs they want. That's coming. There were talks about it. But
the drugs are also just a mask for a symptom. The drugs aren't the answer to the root problem. Do you know what I mean? Like the root problem is not the symptom that's showing up. The root problem is something greater and something bigger. Right. And the medication's just like a temporary fix. Yeah, to numb you.
Like ibuprofen. We get ibuprofen, 800 milligrams in the military. You break yourself, finger, bone, whatever. Hey, take ibuprofen. I'll fix everything.
Yeah. Right. You know how you get away with that or get away from that is to tell them you're allergic to because I can't, my bowels can't take ibuprofen anymore. Yeah. So I told them stop giving me that crap. I'm allergic to it. My stomach doesn't agree with it.
It's also really bad for your liver, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Ibuprofen will wreck your liver as quick as, if you're taking that and popping it like candy for every pain and ache, or like you say, a broken bone, they're going to give you ibuprofen. Yeah. That is going to destroy your organs. Yeah.
Just imagine what it does to your liver if your stomach can't handle this stuff.
Right.
And your stomach's supposed to be like the thickest liner.
Right.
Yeah, you already have a GERD diagnosis. There's some gastrointestinal issue, and then you're stuffing it with other medication, other chemicals, and that can't handle it. It just
And you know what they always throw at you is, if you take it, we'll just give you something for the stomach issue. And I said, why do I got to take 2 medications?
Yeah.
So now you're taking like 5 medications just for that.
Right. And so then our approach is okay, you have GERD, you have stress, right? Yeah. You have pain, but we can find a way for you to deal with all of those naturally. Herbs, certain food, right? Yeah. Like yoga, meditation, breathwork, acupuncture, massage. Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Doug.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Well, that's out there because that's a holistic approach. Is
stepping away.
Yeah, is testing different things is going to help you as an individual to deal with your situation that you have
with as minimal effect or afterward. There you go. Side effects to you. Right. Minimal side effects to you, so that you don't have to suffer something prolonged at the end of that.
Right. Because they generally, all of that medication and the stuff that just masks everything, they'll generally cause other conditions in the end, right? If you're taking it for a long enough period of time, they create other health conditions in the body. So holistic is just the way to look at yourself as a whole. You're not your symptoms. You're not your disease. You're a whole person, right? Yeah. Your mental component, emotional component, spiritual component, and physical component. And so all of those are affected. You have a physical ailment, the pain's going to affect you mentally and emotionally, right? If you have a mental imbalance, that's going to affect your body and your emotional state. And so we look at it as a whole instead of oh, you have pain. Oh, you can't sleep. It's no, what else do we need to look at in order to balance everything all at once? Not just work on a symptom, right? So,
I think the best way to explain to people, and when people ask this, is, do you ever have butterflies in your stomach? You're nervous, you have something coming up, and it affects your digestive system, right?
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what stress causes. Causes problems where you start. Yep. Your body starts reacting to the stress, but you can also, that you don't want,
Right.
You can also talk about for me, I'm in constant pain. It's my lower back, but pain to me gets manifested with frustration.
Absolutely.
That frustration gets trickled down to the people that are around me,
right?
And they get affected because they don't know what's going on with me, but I'm frustrated, and they're trying to make me feel better, but they don't know that I'm constantly in pain.
Right.
And that,
absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead, Doctor.
That's okay. That constant state of pain, you being in a constant state of pain, that means you're in fight or flight all the time. Your fight or flight nervous system is on all the time. And then what happens is, if you're in that state for a prolonged period of time, your nervous system is frayed. There's nothing left, right? And the smallest thing will make you reactive, because we say, there's no protective layer anymore. Your nervous system is tired, it's exhausted, because it's always trying to process that pain somehow. It's constant. And so that pain then, like you say, comes out as anger, frustration, reactivity, because it needs to leave the body somehow. And it can't leave it physically because you're in a constant state of pain. So it's going to come out verbally. It's going to come out through your actions. It has to leave. You can't be in that state all the time and not have side effects that are detrimental to you, you know?
And I know that we're talking right now about health and wellness and a holistic approach, but I just got, like, on Monday, I got my second dose of epidural shots on my lower back.
Okay.
And yesterday I woke up, because it took a little while to take effect. I woke up and I felt awesome. I actually felt with energy. I felt happy.
Right.
Because I didn't feel that much pain. I was still in slight discomfort, but I didn't feel that much pain. And it was noticeable to people. My wife noticed it straight away in the morning. So, but the reason why I mentioned it, that I got the epidural shot, was because I would like to find a different approach to that, so that I don't have to take epidural shots every 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. But
wait,
see,
he's having a baby.
It's not that type of epidural.
And that's the right approach, right? Like, so medication is necessary for a little bit, right? Because the body needs to be able to rest. The body's fight or flight system needs to be able to rest, and you need to be able to be in a state of calm and peace. And medication buys us time sometimes, right? But in the meantime, you have to find an alternative solution. So the medication will buy you time until you can find something that's natural, holistic, where you don't have to rely on the medication. But your body needs to heal. So that medication, you're happier in the morning now, is because your body doesn't feel pain and you're allowed to rest. The whole energetic system can rest now. And so when it's at rest, you have more what we call life force running through your body. It's not being used constantly to process your pain. And so there's life force that can create feelings of happiness, well-being. I feel rested, right? Not everything's going to your pain now. And so what you've done is you've bought yourself time, and I like it. And then your mental, like, you know, your mental path is, I'd like to find something else so I don't have to do this all the time. That's the right approach. You know, you use it until you have to, but find something else in the meantime.
For the long term. Yeah, this is just short
right.
term. And that's where I'm gearing for. Is because as soon as I, like yesterday, where I felt amazing, my back, I was able to actually sleep throughout the night. And I woke up very, very rested. And then the next day I was like, or today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a yoga mat to my office. I took a yoga mat, I did stretches. I woke up early in the morning and I walked. I'm not gonna say that I went for a run. But I did walk for a mile right in the morning.
It's good.
I'm not.
It's therapeutic. No, you have to move. It doesn't matter how you move, you have to move. Yeah. When you stop moving, that's when everything breaks down. When you stop moving, that's when everything tightens up. When you stop moving, that's when the pain gets worse, by the way. But the last thing you want to do is move when you feel pain, right? Like you don't want to move. Yeah. But it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. So I love this. This is great. It's amazing.
So with that, tell us a little bit more about Thrive, because I know we talked about this before.
Sure. So let's just say, like, you have pain in your back, and we want to deal with pain. There's specific breath exercises that decrease pain, literally through a breath, 3 minutes a day. And it's just breathing at a certain pace, keeping a specific rhythm. And just depending on where your pain is, we either have you inhale longer or exhale longer. And so it's segmented breath. And it's what we do is we're switching your brain into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and restore nervous system. And we're taking you out of fight or flight. And when we do that, we're actually trying to release what we call the feel-good hormones, like serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine. And when they get released from your brain into your body, they dissolve pain. Literally, they dissolve pain because they dissolve the stress hormones in the body. So through a specific breath or a sound, we can actually decrease your pain. And over a period of time, it gets less and less and less and less. So, yeah.
So this is something that you have to practice every single day, right?
Yeah, right. So like in my case, right, so that I don't have to take medication anymore for my depression and all of that. I'm medication free, have been 16 years, right? So haven't taken a drop of it. But that breath practice that I created for myself is my prescription every day without fail. So the option is take the medication or do the breath work. And I choose to do the breath work. So it becomes part of your daily routine. You can go like after a while, I can go for like 1 or 2 days without it. But then I can feel my brain switch. I start to get agitated. I start to have no energy. I'm foggy. And I'm like, oop, did I do it? No, I didn't do it today. And I have to do it because that is what my brain is used to now. I've created a new pathway of healing. And so if I don't do it, it's like if you didn't take your medication or you never got another epidural shot, your pain would come back, right?
Right.
No.
But I don't want to for the
I
rest of my
know.
life. But
No, I know.
I like this approach.
So, you know, I do. So I really believe, I'm a big believer when it comes to breath work, because I think I mentioned to you about Wim Hof.
Right.
I mean, he's such a, they done studies on him about breathing exercise and cold water therapy.
Right.
So I do this every day because sleep apnea, I wake up with a headache, or I actually, you know, my chest is hurting, or I can feel my lungs hurting because of that pressure I have. But I'm very interested to know more about your breath work, you know, to deal with my own pains.
Yeah.
How do you go through or get through that hurdle of calming yourself enough to actually sit there for 3 to 5 minutes?
Right.
When you're like in a lot of the veteran space, or veterans that are watching this, not a lot of us could sit there for that long, especially if I'm laying down on the floor and my back starts hurting, or I'm thinking about the pain and I'm trying to focus on my breath. I don't know how to go over that hurdle and focus on it for longer than even a minute. I can tell you that.
So great question. You don't, in the beginning, you don't have to do it longer than a minute. Just do it a minute. You can do it while you're standing. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it while you're working. I don't need you to lay on a mat or sit still, like in a yoga position, like, and be still to do it. You can do it anywhere. And it just, nobody's going to know, right? They're like very simple breath techniques. It's not like the Wim Hof is serious. It's like, people would like go, what are you doing?
Cold water, I'll do that.
That's what he was doing the other day, huh? We're like looking at him.
Even in martial arts,
what are you doing, man? Huh?
Yeah, but even in martial arts, like I train in different styles. They all talk about breath work, like
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the first thing you've ever done when you started to live was take a breath. I mean, that's the first thing you've ever done. That is your life force. That is what will always correct anything. So through different patterns of breath, we can correct anything. So Wim Hof's is very intense. It's very purposeful to create inner heat, right? Because you're going to go into cold water, immerse yourself on a cold hike. He hikes mountains in snow with no shirt on and no shoes on, the man in Poland. And so this, though, we're just trying to do something different. So like you said, you have sleep apnea. And so like, if you wanted to, before you went to sleep, you could try, it's a sound and a breath combined. You're all alone. You just have to do it. You can do it for 1 to 3 minutes, and it switches you completely into that parasympathetic nervous system and gets your body ready to sleep, literally. And all it is you have a slight smile on your face. You take a deep inhale through your nose, and then you make the humming sound until you have no breath left, literally. So you just do that humming sound until you run out of breath. You take another breath. You do it again.
We already have a problem, Doc.
What is that?
He doesn't smile. Look at him. As you're explaining it, like just expressionless.
Then he can do this. Because when you put a pen in your mouth, it forces the corners of your mouth up. So the reason you just want to slightly smile is that the brain can't ever tell the difference of whether a smile is genuine or fake. It has no idea. It knows that when the corners of the mouth go up, it sends a signal. That signal says you must be happy. And then it releases a bunch of chemicals from the brain. Again, happiness hormones that kick you into a state of peace.
Let's try it, bro.
Try to smile, Pedro. Try to smile, Pedro.
Why so serious?
You can do this if you'd like. Yeah. And that's as simple. That's what I teach. It's so simple. So you can do it while you're driving. You can do it while you're home. You can do it while you're working. That kind of humming thing also works on frustration and anger. Right.
And what does the humming do again? I'm sorry, I didn't.
So the humming. So it does a couple of things. That humming sound activates your thymus gland, which is your stress regulator in your body. Okay, and then it also creates activation in your pineal and your pituitary glands in your brain. And so those are your divine glands. Those are the ones that take care of like the operating systems in the body and mental clarity and frontal lobe activity and all of that. So when I activate that humming sound, it also, like you have a white noise machine, it creates white noise internally in your mind. And so the thoughts that are running through your head, you can't focus on them because there's this weird sound that you're making inside of your own head.
I mean, I've never seen somebody hum and not be happy. So that makes perfect sense.
That's the thing.
Perfect sense. I mean,
you know what? I'm going to challenge. I'm challenging T.H.R.I.V.E right now that at the end, before the end of this podcast, for the last minute of this podcast, we're going to do a breathing exercises with Dr. Cole, and we're going to hum our asses off to the end of this.
Wait, but we got to be serious though.
Yeah. We got to be with a serious.
I don't think you can do it. Can you do it and be serious? Like what?
I don't think so.
I can.
Because then it just looks like you're being like, like to somebody.
I can't do it.
That's from the Muppets, right?
I got to grow out my mustache further, so you can't even see my.
That's right.
So I got. Go ahead, Pedro.
Go, because I've been asking questions.
So you brought up sound, right? Sound, you've talked about it now, and you talk about bipolar, which is something that is not highly talked about in the military because that's a one way out, you know.
Sure.
Out of the military.
Absolutely.
And you brought that. Now I've heard of sound being used for PTSD, for anxiety, for all kinds of different stressors. How does it work on bipolar? Because this is very interesting.
So music, when it's composed for therapeutic reasons, is composed in specific mathematical equations, right? And music that is healing, that's considered healing and therapeutic, is generally composed to an equation called the Fibonacci sequence or the golden ratio. Which is found in nature, it's the spiral of life, right? So, and so it gives life to the body, anything that syncs to that equation. So when music is created for mental health issues, especially bipolar, a melody goes up, down, and then up, right? So to create mental balance, but we end on an up note because we're training the brain. Anytime you go high in an octave, then the brain, the frequency of your brain rises. The higher the frequency, right, the more joy you experience, the more peace you experience. Like there's a scale on music called hertz. I don't know if you know what that is, but like certain music corresponds to certain hertz. Certain hertz is for love, it's for pain reduction, it's for spirituality, divine wisdom, and it goes on and on and on. And so when music is composed where it goes up, down, and up, it is literally to balance your brain. It is literally to change the chemical composition in your brain. And so when you sing those specific sounds, the way that your tongue hits your upper palate it's like a program, almost like if you were typing a code to a computer, and you're actually, the tongue is hitting the upper palate and it's hitting meridian points that are linked to specific areas of the brain. And so what's happening is there's neurogenesis happening, and new neurons are created, and we can change the brain's composition, because if you believe, you guys heard of epigenetics? You know what epigenetics is? It's the study that like, if you have a physical condition or a propensity for something, I mean, they say it's in your DNA, right? Like that, you're going to get it because your mother had it or you had it or whatever, and you'll always have it. That's not true. Epigenetics is the study of my environment and the things I choose to surround myself, the things I choose to hear, the things I choose to read, the things I choose to watch directly affect my brain, and I can change my brain's composition through my environment. So that's what music does. It's just changing the brain's composition. But again, it becomes a prescription, right? Like you have to do it. There's one particular mantra that I sing every single day without fail for 11 minutes. I sing it for 11 minutes. Sometimes I do it when I'm driving. Yeah, but it works immediately. I can feel a difference. Like I feel better. I feel lighter. I don't feel like the world is so heavy, or yeah. So yeah.
I mean, it's no brainer that music makes people happy or sad depending on the song, right? So,
yeah. Specific music is created to evoke specific emotion. So all we need to do is create a piece of music that evokes emotions of joy and happiness and feeling things are possible, right? Hope, faith, and then we can change the brain. Yeah.
Wow.
I know I love karaoke, so
we've seen it. A couple
I see it with my 4 eyes.
I only got 2 eyes, but I've seen
I love karaoke. If you say karaoke, I mean, it's very, very, very slight chance I might say no.
The other question is whether he's good at it.
Oh yeah.
But
do you have a particular song that is your go-to karaoke song, Will?
I like to either start off with Pearl Jam or Sublime.
Oh yeah. I've heard of that. Sublime sings pretty well. Yeah.
And depending on my crowd, I might throw some Spanish tenor stuff.
Oh, see,
or some Italian tenor music,
Italian tenor music.
Oh yeah. Oh, but only depending on my crowd,
and the level of drunk
there.
Are you ever?
I can actually do it straight sober. I'll do it. I'll walk in there sober as hell.
So are there many karaoke bars that have a crowd that loves Pavarotti? Like, is there?
There's one that I do sometimes get down with some of that stuff down the street. It depends who the crowd is.
I love it.
You gotta see if it's all locals, they know I'm gonna hit it, and they're like requesting
if the crowd is this guy.
But if it's like
we're gonna heckle either way.
Yeah, there's some people from outside, and that might,
I might
take it easy on them because they might get too excited. I don't want people getting too excited and demanding me to sing and stuff.
Well, yeah.
He's a celebrity. So I do have 2 more questions for you.
Sure. Yeah.
As far as veterans out in Arizona, exactly where they can connect with you, what city? Because I don't remember. I think you said Phoenix or Mesa.
I'm in Mesa. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I'm in Mesa, Arizona, and we're open 7 days a week. We have a website, obviously, Naam Yoga Arizona, and they can find me on there. And you can also, if you're not in Arizona, you can do Zoom stuff with me. I'm always available for Zoom session. And at the moment, I'm actually working on doing what I do in like path related courses. So like if you have depression, there'll be an online course for you to go through breathwork with me, where you don't have to be near me, so that it can become available to everybody. Because at the moment it's just me who's doing this. And so I have this like dream of it being on everybody's computer screen, right? Like, so, and I need to get that out because it's not feasible that everybody finds me. Like, even here in Mesa, people from Phoenix don't want to drive to me because it's 40 minutes, you know? So
Well, Doc, I'm going to be your next subscriber because I do need some, my pain levels. I mean, after this epidural, I'm fine, but I have about
babies.
A week or a month and a half until it starts kicking again.
Starts kicking in.
Yeah,
again.
so I need to start doing some stretches, doing something so that it's easy. So I'll definitely reach out.
I need some help with my teens. That's what I need because they're like a pain, like right here, and this. No, I'm just my teens. No, I mean I have 2 teens that live with me, and
well, we have stuff for them too.
Teenagers.
My teens.
They won't like it very much. I don't think they're gonna like what I'm gonna want them to do. That's for sure.
They're good at planks. They're good at planks.
Oh, then you know what? We do what I call boot camp planks here. So to reprogram your mind, if a plank is your thing, like I'll make you do breath work while you're in a plank.
Okay.
Oh, my wife would love that.
Yeah, plank. I make people do specific breath work because that's their thing. They like to be in that pose, and so we'll do affirmation therapy or breath work while you're in a plank. Absolutely, yeah. Nice. I'll find your vehicle. I'll get you somehow. Yeah.
I'm down.
That's awesome.
I'm tired of being in pain.
I like torture for other people.
You like torture?
So I like torturing other people. I was a drill instructor, so
hello.
Torture's a good thing.
That's his pain because he doesn't do it anymore. So
that's my pain, my struggle.
Just know, Dr. Coyle, we fool around a lot, so that's how we do it in the show.
It's all good. Sense of humor. If you're laughing, the body is happy. That's all I have to say. You know, right. If you're finding a reason to laugh,
my body's not happy, but I laugh anyway.
Yeah. Well, then you're faking it till you make it. How's that?
Yes.
I like that. I actually like that. What was that? Let's see if you could tell us one more time that website for us.
Sure. It's N as in Nancy, A M as in Mary, YOGAAZ.com. Yeah, NaamYogaAZ.com. And on that website, there are some videos on there. If on a scroll down menu, there's for practice at home and stuff. There's a few of them, but I also have a whole YouTube channel that you can find everything on as well. And that's under Naam Arizona, NAAM Arizona. And so there's a bunch of videos on there, quick breath work, 5-10 minutes. If you wanted to just try it out and see what it's about, you know. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What was the last question? Right. Remember, we're gonna do 1 minute of
humming.
Breathing exercise. All right. What was the last question?
I'm gonna be laughing.
Dr. Corey, you're gonna walk us through this. So.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to hear Will sing. So. Live.
I'm not gonna sing live. Not right now.
All right. The last question is this. Right. This is something I always ask everyone, which is: have you ever tried military ready-to-eat meals, MREs?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one did you eat?
I don't like them. I'm not really sure how y'all exist on that. Yeah. That's not food to me, man.
Hey, when you're hungry and out in the middle of nowhere,
believe me, I have some in my garage in a bin, for emergency stuff. Like I'm prepared, but they taste almost like plasticky cardboard to me. But when you're hungry, I can understand it. Sure.
There are some of our subscribers, some of our viewers and current service members that are master chefs at our MREs that would probably change your mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get with them because I haven't had their stuff, and I didn't mean to offend anybody either.
No.
You're right about
that. Offensive.
You're right about them.
They have to get creative to make them taste good.
But I would. That's it. So they take the MRE
and make a meal.
Yeah,
seriously,
they make a really good meal out of it.
They doctor it up and chef it up.
It involves a lot.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you what it involves. A lot of hot sauce.
A lot of Tabasco.
Make sure you have a bottle of Tapatio.
Hey, but yeah, that's one thing. Like anytime, and I'll tell this to any service member that's about to deploy right now, that's watching this or watches this before they deploy.
Get a bottle
of Tapatio with you. Bring a bottle of Tapatio with you.
Yes, it does.
Or easy cheese. Some easy cheese with it.
Anyway, I love Tapatio.
Okay, right. Well, let's do this. I really do want to, and I'm very interested in doing this breathing exercise with because.
Absolutely.
Right. So you're gonna lead us.
I'm going to lead you. Right. So you can do anything you want with your hands and the rest of your body, but I only require a sound. So you can do jazz hands if you want, Will. Spirit fingers.
What do I do with my hands?
Just put them down somewhere. Okay. You can stay here if this works for you. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys something combined with the breath because you can do it without the breath and it might be helpful for some vets who are watching. Okay, so if you are a person that has high levels of anxiety and you go panic, you have panic attacks and you're like hypervigilant all the time, okay? So it's quick. It's in 10 seconds, it will shut that part of you off. Okay, so on your middle finger, if you put your middle finger down and then take your thumb and press up into the upper part of the middle finger, okay? You only need to put pressure there. There's a meridian point in the middle finger here for your pericardium that surrounds your heart. When you have anxiety or a panic attack, the pericardium constricts. And that's what the pressure in your chest is. So when we press this, it releases the pericardium and the anxiety attack stops immediately in the first 10 seconds.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Give me an anxiety attack, bro.
It's usually Pedro giving us anxiety attacks. That's why he's asking.
Yeah, that's why I turned it in.
Yeah,
I can't imagine you do that, Pedro, because I think you're like a sweetheart, but I might not know you all that well.
You think
I'm not a sweetheart to them.
You know, it's like, hey, by the way, I'm leaving to Texas. What? That was a panic attack, you know.
All right, let's get to the breathing part.
Okay. So anyway, we'll combine the sound with this because if you're having an anxiety attack, you can do the sound with this or just this. So basically, we're going to take an inhale, as much air as you can take in, and then you're just going to make that humming sound for as long as your breath will last you. And then you'll inhale again, and you'll do the same thing over. And we'll do it 3 times. How's that? Is that good? Okay.
All right. Do it.
So
everyone watching, do the same thing. Press this. Breathe.
Ready? So take a deep inhale through the nose. And then hum for as long as your breath will last. And when your breath runs out, inhale again. And go again. And then one more time, last time, inhale. And then hum. And then just breathe naturally. And you should feel like the room goes quiet after you do it.
It does.
The third? Yeah, it did. Yeah, that was pretty good. The third time, breath really.
My last breath wasn't as long though.
No, but I felt like, whoa, like a little shift.
Yeah. And if you do it long enough, you can slightly feel high, like literally high. Because there's this activity going on in the brain that it's not used to, but it's an incredible thing if you need to sleep or you have anxiety. Literally, it's like works.
So see, veteran or subscribers, now we gave you another reason not to smoke weed. Just breathe. Breathe heavy.
Yes, you
You
get
don't
I
need to
quit.
smoke
I
weed.
quit. One day if you're really looking for that, like the alternative to smoking weed, we can do another breath. I'll get you as high as any marijuana will. So yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow I'm gonna go do a holistic paddleboard and kayak thing.
Oh, that's right.
Amazing. Yeah, amazing.
And I'm definitely gonna use this for the group. I'm taking a bunch of sailors out there to go get on the water, and I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited about everything that you definitely taught us today. A lot of great information.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely going to.
We love it.
Yeah, start doing some yoga and stretching. So we're gonna hit you up.
Amazing.
Here's the website again.
So grateful.
Everybody watching, make sure you go check out the website and reach out to Dr. Nicole. She's doing an amazing stuff over here.
Yeah, love it.
Barry, you got anything else?
Nothing else. Any last words, Dr. Coyle?
My last words would be, no matter what's happening, reach out to someone, right? When we internalize it, when we keep it in, it's when it gets really bad. And there are some of us, like I may not know anybody that's watching, but you have I am putting it out on the table. You can reach me at any time and I will do what I can for you, even if you need to talk. And there's always somebody who will listen, and I'm one of them. So
Cool. Drink to that.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. Hell yeah. Salud.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Corey. Thank you so much for your time sharing this.
Thank you.
This, breathing exercise, everything you told us. There's a lot of great information. And for you guys who've been watching, thank you.
Thank you, every one of you, for your service.
Yeah.
Welcome. And so for those who've been watching, thank you. If you guys know anyone in Arizona, any veterans out there or service members, go ahead and share this video. It's on YouTube. It will be uploaded by tomorrow.
Even if you're not in Arizona, go to the website.
Or just go to the website.
Reach out, ask questions, just like we did, and gain knowledge on how to alternatively better yourself. So
right, and then remember, subscribe to our channel, like this video, share this video,
and drink responsibly.
Exactly. Until next time. Take care.
Cheers. Later.
Salud.